Clarity Nation, what's going on, my people? Wherever you are, I hope you're having a great time when you hear this. And this conversation isn't necessarily a fun conversation to have. It's a hard one, but it's one worth having. And this conversation is you become what you tolerate. Right? Maybe you heard this before, maybe you haven't. We've all heard the other sayings, like you're the average of the 5 people you hang out with, or blah, 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 right? All that other stuff. But you become what you tolerate, right? So here's the thing. What this means is by accepting and allowing things in your life, you're giving it permission to be okay. And naturally, over time, we end up gravitating towards that. We end up becoming it, right? That's why, like, you listen to a lot of these motivational speakers, those types of people, and they often bring up, if you don't have access to the types of people that you want in your life, pick up a book, find an online community, right? That exposure is still exposure, and that exposure over time will help you gravitate towards the person that you're trying to become, that you're creating yourself to be, right? It's like that story of the whitewater rafting instructor. I won't get into it because I don't remember the full story, but long story short, as he's guiding the squad down the river, if he were to be pointing at all of the pointy ass rocks that he wants everybody to miss, guess what's going to happen? They're going to go over there and they're going to smoke them, because that's what they're focusing on despite their best efforts. Whereas if they focus on where he or she is directing them, right, they'll avoid that shit, because energy flows where attention goes, right? Energy flows where focus goes. So it's the same thing, right? By tolerating it, by allowing it in your life, you accept it. And over time, that energy transfers, it rubs off on you, and you start developing those habits. You start developing those traits. And this goes both ways. It can go for the better, and it can go for the worse, right? If you're trying to get fit, stay healthy, right? And your friends, whatever, they just want to sit around all day, eat their Cheetos, and play their video games. No offense, guys. I love ya. I like my Doritos and video games and stuff too. But there's a time and place, right? If that's all that consumes your people, it's going to be very hard to get fit, to live an active lifestyle, because it's foreign to the people that you're around. There's going to be a lot of resistance. There's going to be a lot of friction, right? So on those days where you find that you're lacking the motivation to pick up the weight, guess what? That's not going to help. That's just going to, the only thing that's going to help is encourage the narrative that it's too much work, or that it's out of some way, shape, or form out of reach for you, right? Unobtainable. Like, it is really that simple. And it goes for people too. Like, I think all of us have examples of that, and I cannot think of one person in my life that doesn't have an example. There's a lot of us have outgrown the people of our past, right? We've let them go. We've grown beyond them for whatever reason. If we were tolerating the behaviors, in some cases, if we were tolerating the behaviors that they're exhibiting, we would have never gotten to where we are right now in this moment in our lives. Or maybe we would, it just would have taken a lot longer, right? Are those chances that we want to take? right? Are those risks that we want to make? I don't know. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. I don't have the answers to that. And naturally, at the end of the day, none of us are perfect. Sometimes we're not going to listen to ourselves. We're going to go away from it. We're going to wake up one day and go, holy crap, what have I gotten myself into? It's time to pivot. It's time to run. Let's get the fuck out of here. Exit, stage left, right? I'm gone. It happens. And it's okay. What's not okay is to sit there and play victim and stand on that line. Because when that line's drawn, the only direction anywhere is to get off that X, right? What happens in those old cartoons from when we were kids? If you stand on the X long enough, you're gonna get hammered. The quicker you get off that X, the better. Mobilize and take action, right? Put your focus into what's gonna help pull you forward. Find the people that are gonna help you when you're feeling unmotivated, when you're feeling like going back to the old you, that are gonna go, hey, guess what? Remember what you're playing for. Hey, guess what? Remember when you said this? Remember when you asked me to hold you accountable to that? That's what you want in your life. If you tolerate that, if you accept the help, you're going to get to a position that much faster in your life where you're able to pay that forward, right? Where you're able to start helping others up. Because guess what? You've already surpassed where you wanted to be. And it happens quick, right? It can happen so very quick as long as you get out of your way. That's what I got for you guys today. You become what you tolerate. Take a step back, grab your pen, grab your journal, write down, what am I tolerating in my life? Is it serving me? Yes or no? If it's not serving you, what can you do to let it go? What can you do to move past it? What can you do to keep growing and creating yourself into the being that you want to become? That's all I got for you guys. Smash that like button. Share this with somebody who needs to hear it. Some gentle, loving encouragement once in a while goes a long way. We all need it. Cheers, gang.